Everybody who spoke here today, Melina, Dean Bach, and you, Honorary Ambassador, mentioned the fact that by being abroad, away from Europe, all of a sudden you felt more European, and you became more aware that there is more to your identity than just the, let's say, constructed nation that we were born into. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm always a bit nervous when we want to take as a model the United States and sort of translate it to Europe, because we start from a completely different basis. So I think we can learn some things from the way they have constructed federalism, and I think that's an interesting experience. But what was clear is that the people who came here were looking for a second chance. They were escaping a situation in Europe which they felt was oppressive, or denial of religious freedom, or feudal, or simply not giving them the chance of fulfilling their lives. And they came here, what bound them together was they all came here in the hope of the second chance. I don't think you can artificially recreate that in today's Europe, because people are basically staying exactly where they are, pretty much, and yet we are still trying to persuade them that the pooling of sovereignty in the European Union is a better way forward than remaining entrenched behind our national frontiers. And I also think that if you said now to publicly what you want is the United States of Europe, I think you would have great difficulty selling this to people in the present day. And frankly, I've never used that term. I'm a very committed federalist, but I'm not entirely sure myself how far I define that federalism in its ultimate objective. And its ultimate objective may take 20, 30 years to get there. We should not try to rush this process, because we know when we try to do that, we get pushback and we get negative outcomes. So I think I'm very cautious about saying that we can learn or we can translate the American experience into the EU. Having said that, this is a country which has built a very complex federal system. By the way, in some ways, we're more integrated than the United States is. We have a better functioning single market than they do. We have much better free movement of people in terms of recognition of qualifications, in terms of mutual recognition. So in some ways, we've actually gone further in the integration process than they have. But on the other hand, it is clear that we have not, and in my view, we will not reach a point anytime soon where our citizens think their primary identity is European and their secondary identity is national or local. We have to build a situation, nonetheless, where people can remain very proud of their local or their national identity, and at the same time see the value of a European identity which complements and adds to what they can do as Spanish or Portuguese or Austrians or Estonians or Poles. It's not simple. It'll take some time, but I believe we will get there gradually. But I think we cannot immediately translate the American model back into Europe in any easy sense.